All right. Hello, everybody. So we're back on a new week. The focus this week, I'll also send out the syllabus here as we get ready to either come back in person or do our continue our distance learning. So more information will continue to come out on that. But for this week, the piece that we're adding to our warm-ups. So if you're up with us so far, what we know is that a complete workout is a warm-up, a skill set, and cardiovascular, and then a cool down. So kind of four parts here, and the skill set and cardiovascular can go together. We'll talk more about that later. So anyways, the piece that we're adding to our warm-up is our functional strength. Functional strength is your body's ability to handle itself. What that means is that you can sit, push, pull, and have endurance, meaning do that for an extended period of time. So today what we're working on is our functional strength piece. So if you, the practical application here is if you were ever in a situation where you tripped, slipped, fell, or otherwise on the ground, even if you're laying down watching a movie, you don't want to have people come over and help you up. You would like to be able to handle your own body, functional strength, and get up on your own. So the workout that I'll lead here is a warm-up. Actually, we can get it going. Is a warm-up followed by, turn the volume down, followed by functional strength. Now, anybody can do functional strength. So if you get kind of turned off when somebody says push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, that kind of stuff, you don't need to get overwhelmed by that. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And if you have the attitude that you don't want to, no matter what, and you're just going to be kind of unwilling to participate in that, that's going to get frustrating for both of us, because it's a very useful skill to have, and it's something that we need to do daily, and it'll get easier and easier. So your job is to give effort on your part. My job is to break the movements down so that there's something for everyone to be able to build on. So that's my job here. So let's go ahead and take care of a warm-up together. And then we'll get into the functional strength stuff. Awesome. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring out my my hands and fingers and get those loosened up. Going to stretch my thumb, pointer, all my fingers, and my wrist, because I'm going to be putting some body weight on that. I want to make sure they're ready to go. And maybe you've been doing a lot of typing or writing or holding books or other items. So I'm going to put my fingers facing down, kind of stretch it forward. It should feel good. So if you're overly pulling that, please don't do it in a manner in which it hurts. It should feel nice to just kind of stretch those hands out. I'm going to take care of each finger here. Our wrists, stretch the whole body out, get the blood flowing, and then we'll see if we can fit in some functional strength stuff here. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Interlace my fingers, palms pointing out, thumbs down. I'm going to press it up over my head and lean it side to side. I'm going to quicken these up for the video. You might hold them for a few seconds or do them for a little longer, and that's fine. Going to make a pull down motion, a stretch and pull to each side. Right on, just a little body huggers. Going to alternate which hand is on top. And then open chest, so I got arms extended. Kind of clapping my hands towards the front here. Going to press one direction and push with my neck the opposite direction, so I get a little resistance going there. And then some nice smooth head circles, so I make sure all the muscles in my head and neck are loosened up. The body is all connected, so we don't just want to warm up the wrists and the chest and then start doing our actions. We want to warm up the entire body because all of these muscular structures overlap. So we're going to get a nice smooth warm up here with a little bit of a trunk twist. Awesome. Getting that rotator cuff going and the shoulder complex going. Kind of some runner warm-ups here, also kind of our swings and sways. And I'm going to get those going side to side, alternating what hand is on top or what arm is coming over on top. Cool. Then I'm going to do my bow outs. You can turn that into a jumping jack if you want to, or you can turn that into a low impact jumping jack where I'm not actually jumping. I'm just stepping to the side as I'm going up with my shoulders, starting to increase the heart rate, working that cardiovascular heart and lung health. Then I'm going to do my oppositional twist. So I got right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. Trying to keep my chest up so I'm not completely bent or hunched over. Gonna balance and pull my knee up towards my chest, stretch out the legs a little bit. Balance and pull my knee up to your chest. If you fumble or fall, just catch your balance again, give it a try. Gonna pull up the knee and open the hip, get the hip complex going. So now the entire body's engaged. I'm gonna get a nice wide stance and I'm just gonna lightly stretch side to side. Cool. Now I'm ready for my squats. So I'm gonna keep my knees in line or behind my toes and drop my hips like I'm sitting in the chair. If you just do them a little bit, that's fine, like I was just showing. Otherwise, you see the knee is right over the toes. You don't want the knee out here in front. You want the knee in line or behind the toes. Nope, go for it. And then see if you can squat that down to a 90 degree. Try and keep the back straight. My knee is probably out a little further than it should be. So if you don't squat down very far, it's more important that you keep the knee in line or behind your toes. It's more important that you do that than it is to get a deep, deep squat there. Cool. I'm going to hop on one foot, hop on the other foot, jump 2 feet to 2 feet, forward and back with the jumps, side to side with the jumps. Cool. And I'm just going to shake it on out. I'm going to pull the camera forward here so you can kind of see how it is that I'm going to get myself loosened up and ready for push-ups. There's a separate video that's going to be on here, so if you want to take a glance at that, that's cool. But the way that I'm going to take my watch off here, it's going to kind of bother my wrist. The way that I'm going to kind of get my body ready to start to do those push-ups, if you're already used to them, that's great. I'm going to place my hands on the wall, stretch out my shoulders a little bit. I'm going to get my elbows nice and tight, my hands nice and tight. Going to almost touch my nose to the wall and then press myself back out. Almost touch my nose to the wall and then press myself back out. Cool. Get a little wider with the arms here. If I want to, I can change the angle of my legs to come closer, so I can just use it as a stretch or just a little bit of pressure. Or if I want to make it a little more difficult, I can back my legs out and get a little bit more of an angle up top. Cool. And if this is what you want to do for today, just to get that stretched out, that is totally fine. If you can move it to the floor, then that's absolutely fantastic. So I'll pause it there and just give the last little cut. So that's, everybody can get started with that if you've signed up for the ability to do our basic movements. So if you're having an injury issue or something like that, please just let me know and I'll find modifications for you to be able to do that or participate in functional strength, or we'll figure it out as we go. But if you've gotten through all of our locomotor and our stationary actions, then you have all the basic movements and we can make it more complex now. And the first piece of making that more complex is adding functional strength to our warm-up. So I suggest start on the wall, get it all stretched out. If that's what you want to do for today, fine, leave it there. If you are able to move on to the next video, which I'll list right after this, it'll talk about how to do sit-ups or abdominal movements, strengthen the core and abdomen, as well as the chest with push-ups. And that's in the next video, okay? So something for everybody. Functional strength is your body's ability to handle itself. That's very important as we move from our basic movements, that's locomotor, stationary, or non-locomotor movements, into more complex movements. And the first piece that we're adding is our functional strength. All right? So get yourself in a good workout. Try out the push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and now I'll talk to you next time.